Today we travel part of Ermin Street, which is an ancient Roman road. We travel from Woodlands St Mary, which is Ermin Street, B4000, to Groundwell Ridge Road site in Swindon. It's about 70 miles. I've got an interest in Swindon and Roman history, and I'm lucky to have Ermin Street basically on my doorstep. There's none of the road visible anymore because it's all hidden under the modern road network. So I thought I'd cycle it to get a good idea of the layout. You can see here on the map that it goes from Gloucester to Cirencester to Silchester. In this instance I travelled it in the opposite direction just to make it more convenient to end at Groundwell Roman Villa. South Ermin Street was probably named later rather than being a Roman name. It's easily confused with another Roman road, which is Ermin. That's the one that's London towards Lincoln and York. I did use my electric bike on this cycle, mainly because the previous day I'd done a long run, so I was a bit shattered, and I'm quite glad I did because there are lots of hills going from Swindon to St Mary's. I apologise for any weird noises coming from the bike. I think I need to tinker with the gears and the brakes. As you can see, the landscape along this route is really scenic. You've got loads of fields, you've got views across the valley. However, I would say that it's probably not been one of my favourite cycles just because it's been so busy. There's some really nice downhill stretches from the route from St Mary's to Swindon. So I probably won't be in a rush to cycle this route apart from when I do try to cycle the whole of Ermin Street. as we approach Swindon, we cross over Dorking Street, Ermin Street, crosses Dorking Street. It doesn't look like anything special. It travels through quite a bit of Swindon, but in the day of the Romans, it would have been a significant part of the landscape. In this area was a Roman kind of settlement. It was probably based around the fact that the road was here. It's called Cornovium. You can imagine, because the Roman road was here, it probably built up around that to provide travellers with refreshments and accommodation. In a bit we'll be going over a railway bridge, and this brings us into the Cirencester and St Margaret area. This shows how fortunate I am that I've got this ancient history on my doorstep. If you keep your eyes open for a tree on the right at Church Street, I didn't realise it until someone pointed it out to me on a cycling video. I think it was Wiltshire, very good videos. It's actually the site of a crashed Spitfire. Sergeant Pilot Norman W. Barbu crashed here, unfortunately lost his life. If you want to find out more about that, if you go to the Blue Plaque Heritage website, it will tell you about it. It's amazing the new things you learn about your area. I've walked past that tree many times with my dog. I just didn't even realise. So thank you, Wiltshire man. So in a little bit I leave Ermin Street because it butts up against the A419, so there's nowhere across it, and we want to travel to the Roman site. You'll see the site of Groundwell Ridge Roman site. There's nothing visible anymore because it's been covered up for preservation, but there are great views and you can basically see the layout of the area. This is probably about a mile from Ermin Street, but there's a couple of interesting information boards for you to read. For the best views of the site, you want to travel up to the top. There's another information board, and it is a great view across Swindon and the Ridgeway in the distance. Though the Roman Empire disappeared over 1600 years ago, and a lot of the infrastructure and buildings no longer visible, you can tell in the landscape how it's influenced our modern road network and layout of fields and buildings.